Hello there, Petals. It's your Aunt Ethel here to welcome you to the Social Good Hour. Designed to uplift, inspire, and encourage by highlighting those change makers around the globe who are using social media to make the world a better place indeed. So, without any further ado, my friends, may I introduce to you your friend and mine, the host of the show, the amazing Chris Strub.
Well, thank you, Ethel. It's great to be back here. Episode number 5 of the Social Good Hour. It's time for it. Let's try it again, guys. The party popper. Oh, it worked! And of course, it blew off the screen. Thank you, Amazon. We did it finally. It only took 5 weeks. Happy Monday, everybody. Yeah, even Troy is celebrating. There's my buddy Troy. We're going to see him in just a few minutes. Troy is dancing. He's in a good mood, ready to rock and roll. If you're here to see Fine Troy, he's coming up in just a few minutes. But before we bring my boy, Fine Troy, on, I'm going to bring you on screen. That's right. We are using the power of Restream to make you a part of today's show. And as we get into it here, you're going to see how you are the most important part of the show here today, Monday afternoon. Beautiful day here in downtown Greenville, South Carolina. You can see there on the side of the screen, your comments on whichever platform you are watching from will show up in real time, whether you're watching on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, or Twitch. Go ahead and throw those comments up on the screen, like my new friend, Pavel. Pavel says, "Hi, Chris, I'm new follower. Hello. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here. That's awesome." Amani sent a super heart. That's great. I'm not even sure what that means, but thank you. That's awesome. I think that might be my first super heart ever. Yes. I feel like this is a montage of all Strub's different looks and hairstyles. Hope you guys like the new hat as well. We're digging it. That's right. Chris Bryant says it worked. Awesome. Keep those comments coming. We're here for you. And that's why we start every show with my favorite recurring feature. This is Tell Me Something Good. So for the next 5 minutes, I'm going to put 5 minutes on the clock here. And in those comments, I want you to tell us something good. Let's get that clock rolling. You've got 5 minutes to tell me, tell us, tell everyone here at the Social Good Hour something good that's going on in your neck of the woods. It could be something with your family, could be something with your business, could be something in the news that you saw, could be something in the neighborhood up there in Nyack. Christine Gritman, Chris Bryant's watching from Connecticut. Scott's down in Houston where he's finally got power again. He's thawed out. Josh Richards is watching on Twitch. You guys got 4 minutes and 30 seconds to tell me something good, and I'm going to put all that good news on the screen. Look at that. Dexter's here. He says the Fine Troy fam is here. That's right. Christine says, Fine Troy. I wonder if Troy's gotten that. We'll have to ask him about that too. There's Troy. Troy's going to wave at us again. He's waiting in the wings. Couple of minutes. We'll get to Troy here. He's getting a shimmy on there in Chi-Town. Chris Bryant says, hi, Mom. All right. That's great. I love that. Hi, Mom. I should put that on my hat next time. Scott says he's here for the free beef jerky. All right, we'll have to check the rules and regulations there with Restream, see if we can distribute some free beef jerky. Look at this. I got a raid. I don't even know what that means. A Twitch raid. Josh Richards 13 says raid. I think that's a good thing, right? We want a raid, right? Or is a raid a bad thing? I don't know. This is telling me something good. So I'm going to assume that it's good news. I'm going to have to bring on a live streaming expert like Fine Troy to tell me if raid is good. PR Christina down in the Houston area says, I have power and clean water today. Awesome. Sometimes it's the little things, right? Could you imagine 2 weeks ago, PR Christina, that would be what we'd be celebrating today? Tell me something good. Chris Bryant, our trivia contest winner from last week, says something good. My dad and stepmom both got their first vaccine shot. Woot. Awesome. Yes. Raid. We're going to find out in real time here if raid is a good thing. I think I like raid. Just keep raiding. If you guys have never seen me before, which you haven't, because there's more Twitch followers here now than there are on my Twitch channel. I love trolls. So keep it coming. This is fun. This is cool. Troy says his something good is that he's behind the scenes on hashtag Social Good Hour, supporting one of my best buds in the world. Aw. Joe Eaton says no one cares. All right, cool. You know what? This is great. Like I don't know that these Twitch folks know that watch time is pretty much the most valuable metric in the live streaming space. So if you want to get every Twitch follower in the world to come raid, bring it on. So someone get Mr. Beast on the phone. Tell him to come raid the Social Good Hour here. Yeah, Ben Morris says he would give me bits, but it won't let me. All right. That's all right. Thank you. If you're super compelled to send a tip, you can do that in YouTube Super Chat. I certainly no expectations here. Grits says something good. The snow is pretty and I don't have to drive in it for a while, though getting the kids was scary. I've recovered with hot chocolate. Gotcha. She also says my parents and sister all had their second vaccine shot last Friday. That is awesome. My dad is fully vaccinated. He was here last week. The raid continues on Twitch. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I'm pro raid. I'm gonna have to rename the show after all these raiders. The green room is legit, says Troy. My people are listening and watching to Chris Chubb doing what he does best. That's something good. Troy is smiling in the green room back there. There he is. Troy, I hope you got the snacks and everything that I left back there for you. We got just a few minutes and we're going to bring Troy back on there. He's frowning. He's frowning that he did not get his snacks, I guess. So we'll have to step that game up next week. Joe says dub. Joe, look, it's a dub for me too, man. Set your alarms next Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern. We got another episode of the Social Good Hour coming up. Here you go. I did this last week. We'll announce next week's guest right here during Tell Me Something Good. That's a dub for me. Our guest next week is, in fact, Molly Melia from the Community Foundation of Louisville. So if you want to come back next Monday, episode 6, it's Molly Melia from the Community Foundation of Louisville. We got another 30 seconds here with Troy Sandidge. Tell me something good. I can barely keep up here. This is awesome. Hello from Zimbabwean. Yeah, people don't realize I'm in the comments too. Good to see my pal Dan Gingus in the comments. Live again, the best. Alcatrav from the Meerkat Days says, tell me something good. Yes, I am in charge. That's right. Look at this. I'll give you the last comment, Warner Brothers. I paint myself blue and hide at the bottom of the pool and take kids there, demise. I love it. I mean, sure. Tell me something good. That's great. You seem like a cool guy. What's your stream about? This is the Social Good Hour. It's powered by Restream.io. I can restream to multiple channels here throughout the hour. We've got our live guest coming up, Troy Sandidge, in just a few minutes. But if you want to create a stream like this where you can have all these comments come up on the screen at the same time, go to restream.teamstrub.com. There it is right across my face there, restream.teamstrub.com. You can check out a free trial of Restream and go learn more about this awesome platform. In fact, let's get this out of the way right now. I'm going to play a quick little message from Restream, and then we'll get into our next couple segments here before we bring Mr. Troy on. Here you go. Quick message from Restream. There you go. So it's Restream.io powering today's show and every episode of the Social Good Hour. We'll get your messages back up there on the screen, so keep those comments coming. We'll keep them appropriate here. Would be nice. Go Strub, go. Yay is a great comment. I love it. That's awesome. So happy I found you. That's great too. My buddy Alcatrav from way back, probably the first person to ever watch me on a live stream. Travis Newton watching from his new home up there in Michigan. I'm fully vaccinated and teaching students in person. Life is good. That's awesome. People are rude though, says PR Christina. What happened to being an overall good human being? Look, PR Christina, the fact is watch time is watch time. So I'm telling you, keep these raiders of the lost strub here in the room. I'm fine with it. Like, bring it on. Yeah, Troy says we are at 20. Can we get to 50? You know what the problem is, Troy? I think that these raiders just aren't raiding hard enough. Like, keep the raid coming. I'm ready. Rock and roll. Right? So we got some more fun segments here for you. But as we do get going, I want to remind you that you can share the show. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube, hit the like button, turn the bell on to get reminded when future episodes come on, including next week with Molly Amelia. You can retweet on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter at Chris Strub, find my buddy at Find Troy, and you can retweet his tweets as well. You can tag at Restream.io on Twitter and let them know that you're enjoying the show. You can add me as a connection and a friend on LinkedIn. And of course, you can share on your Instagram story, which is a lot of fun. All right, first segment today, we're going to talk quickly about our Monday motivator. Our Monday motivator this week is my buddy, Mario Armstrong, at Mario Armstrong on Instagram. If you don't know Mario, you absolutely should. Mario is the host of the Never Settle Show. He is a prolific Clubhouse user, which we're going to talk a little bit more about with Troy in a little bit as well. You see Mario pointing there at you because he wants you to check him out. Mario does a thing on his Instagram channel called Coach Mario, where he will yell at you and he'll give you some strong-armed information and some really great motivation on a pretty regular basis. Mario is also one of my best friends, and he co-hosted, or he actually hosted the Giving Tuesday live streams back on December 1st. Mario, we appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for being you, and congratulations, Monday Motivator. All right, next segment. It's time for our weekly trivia question. So I'm going to read off the question, then I'm going to put it on the screen. You've got a chance at home to win a copy of 50 States, 100 Days, the book. So here's today's question. First one to get it right across any platform. I'm going to put the correct answer onto the screen here. Are you ready? Here we go. This 45-year-old Belarusian American entrepreneur is the co-founder of Empathy Wines and a huge New York Jets fan. Troy, you are not eligible to win this, but everybody else who's watching, 45 years old, from Belarus. He's an entrepreneur. He is a huge New York Jets fan. You get this question right, I'm going to put your comment up on the screen. Troy says he knows it. Troy says he knows it. Troy says he wants to win a second copy of the book. Chris Bryant says bites tongue because he's got his book already on the way. Jamie, you are the winner today. The answer, I will accept Gary V, aka Gary Vaynerchuk. Congratulations, Jamie. You are the winner of today's 50 States, 100 Days trivia. There's the question. Forgot to put it on the screen. There's the correct answer, Gary Vaynerchuk. Claim your prize by sending me your mailing address, chrisstrub@gmail.com. If you've already got a book or you want to send it somewhere else, send me a message with a mailing address where you would like that book to be sent. If you're enjoying the show, you're curious how we're making the show, you can check out all of my gear at www.strubstuff.com. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Strub. Look, I know all of you guys are here for one big reason. That reason, of course, is our guest here, Find Troy. That's right. It is time. As you can see, I forgot to put the rundown slide. Tell me something good. Monday Motivator, 50 States, 100 Days trivia. Word from Restream. We've done all that. It's all done. It's in the past. It's time for the main event, and it's time to bring on my buddy, Find Troy. Troy, I'm going to bring you on as I read this wonderful introduction. Welcome to the show. Troy Sandidge is a growth marketing strategist, aka the strategy hacker. who empowers brands to achieve next level success, maximize revenue, elevate brand authority, establish powerful communities, and skyrocket business growth through cutting edge strategies and results driven social media solutions. He is the Chief Strategy Officer at Volt Lab, a national integrated communication marketing firm for social good, and is the founder and CEO of Strategy Hackers. We'll ask him about that. A marketing strategy consulting firm and underground movement on Clubhouse. Yes. Troy is the host of the I Digress podcast and an international speaker who lives with me on Twitter. We both live there. His dynamic strategies have generated over $100 million for his clients, which includes entrepreneurs, startups, small to medium-sized businesses, nonprofits, and Fortune 500 brands. And Troy is debuting a new sizzle reel right here on the show. Troy, you ready to see it? Let's give it to the people. Let's give them what they want. Check this out.
What's up, world? Digital world. Troy here, sending you all positive vibes.
Don't mind me, I'm just tweeting.
This is Zahid.
I'm a growth marketing strategist, aka the original strategy hacker.
Troy Sandidge, he is a master of digital marketing, a strategist who empowers entrepreneurs, startups, small, medium businesses, and even national brands to maximize revenue.
The Chicago native helps people reach, on average, 4 times their ROI via marketing.
Troy Sandidge, speaker, host of I Digress podcast.
Take 2, we're gonna die. We can work quick.
Imagination is the engine.
Content is the fuel.
Social media is the highway.
Marketing is the roadmap.
Sales is the destination.
Culture is the GPS.
Like BAM.
New York Weekly said he's a leading source of successful social media marketing solutions. He's one of Los Angeles Wire's 30 under 30.
With over 10 years of experience maximizing revenue, increasing brand authority, and developing social communities through growth strategies, digital systems, and marketing solutions.
To multi-billion-dollar enterprise brands as a former vice president of a brand agency and serving as a strategist for various clients worldwide.
This is Troy, peace out, later. Bye.
It's Troy Sandidge. Troy, welcome to the show, my friend.
Hey, everybody.
Seems like you've got quite the fan club. I think we've got more live viewers here.
That was the goal, Chris. That was the mission.
Yeah. That's the goal. Look at your whole squad here, man. Everybody
came.
Uninstalled Clubhouse to jump over here onto the Social Good Hour for the hour here. Troy, it's such a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here. I'm really proud to call you not just a colleague here in the digital marketing space, but also a good friend. And before we even get into the first question, I just want to say thank you for being there for me and for so many of us who are here in the comments. Let's dive into it though. Troy, I want you to talk to us first about your relatively new role with Volt Lab. I want you to tell us kind of what the company does and also give me a sense of how Volt Lab fits in the social good space.
Yo, we are the leaders of it. You want to know why? Because we're helping people achieve social good. Now, you're probably wondering, what the heck is social good? It's really empowering brands to make an impact in the community and lives of others in many different sectors and many different industries. Kellyanne Collins is the leader of our pack. She is phenomenal. She is driven. She wants to make an impact and help others. We're an integrated marketing communication firm, and we just help you grow. So we serve a plethora of people, a plethora of clients. Please feel free to go to voltlab.io, and we'll be happy to talk with you.
Love it, Troy. And I think I have that up on my screen. No, I don't. I got the Find Troy on Twitter and Instagram at Find Troy. So make sure you take a couple minutes and connect with Troy you know what to do. You can find him on Clubhouse as well. Troy, we've got so many great people here. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's watching as well. I do have some additional questions here for Troy. But as I told Troy, my goal in doing this show is I want to just erase every question that I've written and ask him the questions that you want answered. So if you have questions for Troy, please keep them coming in the comments. Actually, I'll tell you what, we're going to start right off the bat here because our friend, Marissa Callie is watching. Marissa says, Troy, who is your ideal collaboration partner? If you could work with anyone, who would your ideal collaboration partner be?
Don't put me on the spot.
I know, I threw it right at you.
I really want to work with someone or a company that is making change in BIPOC communities. That could be anything: technology, education, support, infrastructure, whatever. But that's been a heart of mine to want to give back a little bit more on that end. So if you know anyone, make that happen. Hit me up.
There's very few people I know in the digital marketing space who are more open to introductions than Find Troy. Like, I think I've sent more CC'd emails to Troy over the last couple of years than anybody else. So Marissa, thanks for that question. Keep those questions coming as we keep going here. Yeah, and I'm overwhelmed here by the live audience. I mean, this is just great.
I'm trying to keep up in the comments. It's so hard.
I know your phone's blowing up, phone's ringing.
It is.
It's
phone's hot.
Troy, let's take a step back before Volt Lab. You worked for a while with a creative agency as a vice president. You were laid off from that agency. I want to ask you how that experience kind of shaped who you are. I would certainly say you're self-described as a bit of a workaholic. How is that changed?
I'm a recovered workaholic.
Okay, so talk about that for a little bit. Talk about the idea of being a recovered workaholic.
So yes, I do work a lot of hours sometimes, but what I was doing at first, sometimes we use different type of energies, right? So back in the day, I'm running off anger and pain and like, I got to prove myself. I got to break these ceilings. I got to go, go, go. And I felt like if I stay busy, if I put in the most hours, if I put in the most time and commitment, if I'm always in front of the boss, like, hey, I'm doing this. I can take on my work. I can take on my work. It was going to lead to something. And then it didn't. And then I got tired and then I fell apart and I couldn't keep it together. And they just kept adding more and more on my plate. And it wasn't a good scenario. For those who are trying to break glass ceilings, you know how it is. We're trying to do the most, to be seen, to be heard, so we can get promotions, so we can get higher benefits and wages, so we can do better for our families, do better for ourselves. And that's been the kind of thing. But when I recognize this is not working, I'm doing 10 times as much work, I'm not getting anywhere. I'm literally a hamster on a hamster wheel. And I recognize, let me roll it back and let me hold my standards to what I need to. What type of job do I want? What do I want to do? What are the benefits involved? And I'm really filtering companies, because how they filter us, filtering companies to say, this is what I'm required. This is my value. This is my self-worth. I refuse to go any lower than that ever again. Does it take longer? Yes, but the conversations are a lot better. Quality over quantity.
Your boss is chiming in saying we all make sure we sleep these days, which is which is always nice. Thank you, Kelly, for tuning in, supporting the show today as well. Yeah, we're getting just an avalanche of comments on Twitch. I think you're a Twitch superstar, Troy, and I think we're actually starting to turn the tide a little bit with these with the raid. Some of the people thought they might come in and troll, and no, this is a very welcoming, open environment. And Troy,
let's go.
Yo, I like that little boxing stance you were doing in the open too. It took us a few seconds to get there, but Troy, let's pivot to that. Let's talk about some of the people that you've met through social media. I mean, I am lucky enough to be one of them, but in this collaborative social media space, especially in sort of the pre-pandemic times, we were out there. I remember being in Lima, Ohio, with you, for example, right? So talk about how much those friendships and those relationships really have meant to you and in your career over the years.
It means everything. And I'm not saying that because a lot of them are actually watching right now. I'm saying it because literally there wouldn't be this next level that you're all seeing is Find Troy without those individuals being there for me at my lows. For those who didn't know, I didn't have a job and it was a week before Lima. And I'm coming into a situation unemployed, not knowing what I'm trying to do. I'm like, should I even go? Is it even worth it? I'm stressed to the max. But you all came and you all just welcomed me and supported me in ways that many people haven't. And I'm very appreciative for that. I'm very thankful for that, for Jessica Phillips and her whole team, everyone who was there. You all moved mountains, and it was pivotal, even though if I can do it all over again, I would not bring a clipboard on stage, but I digress. It was very pivotal for me to be there in that moment because it shaped the foundation of who I was meant to be later on.
it's been remarkable, and it's been awesome to get to have a front row seat to your to see this meteoric growth. I know a lot of the people in the comments agree as well. I think it was Scott here. I'm scrolling back up. There are literally so many comments. I can't even keep track of them. But this comment
Scott,
here.
Does my audio sound better? I saw your comment earlier.
I think your audio sounds pretty good. But Scott also commented on your age. He said, "Wait, he's under 30. I feel so old." I think
I'm
we
an
all
old
do.
soul in a young body, Scott. It's all good. It's all
I think
good.
we all felt old, really, because I think, Troy, you're wise beyond your years too, and listening to some episodes of your podcast, the I Digress podcast, some of the thoughts that you've shared on the podcast have really been deep. And I'm gonna pull you back into a past episode of the podcast here and throw a question at you that you posed to your audience. Are you ready for this?
All right.
Question is, if someone asked you what your purpose is, what would you say?
My purpose is to help people. Actually, scratch that, because I've been told not to say the word help. My purpose is to empower people, brands, communities to do better for themselves so they can pay it forward and give it back. I am tired of this cycle that we are just, not all of us, and I don't mean us who are watching and listening, but many of us are focused only on themselves. That if you just realize that if we just focus on helping everyone else get just a little bit more of the pie, pretty soon that pie is going to get bigger. It's going to be worth more. It's going to be worth a lot more and a lot more and a lot more. And everyone's going to be able to make it work. The reason why there's so many things in scarcity is because we're not trying to help everybody come up together. And that may seem very childish or primitive, but it's true. If we give back more and grow a nurturing community together, we all can lean in on each other to make people do what we need to do. So for me and my purpose, yeah, I'm a marketer. Yeah, I'm a strategist. I'm a lot of things. But at the end of the day, I want to make an impact that pays it forward and help more people.
Troy Sandidge here, joining us live on episode 5 of the Social Good Hour with Chris Strubb, sponsored again by Restream.io. If you want to check out Restream.io. Look at this. I'm going to put it right over our faces here. It's Restream.teamstrub.com. There he is, hiding behind the neon lights there. It's Restream.teamstrub.com here on the Social Good Hour with Find Troy. And just a reminder, if you have questions for Find Troy, keep them coming. We got
also
another.
To clarify, my name is Troy, because I know someone may be thinking my first name is Find and my last name is Troy.
Have you legitimately gotten that?
I have legitimately. I'm not kidding. I can tell you where. I can tell you specifically where it happened. Southern Illinois. I was speaking at an event. First name Fine, last name Troy. Not kidding you. They thought it was my stage name. And I was like, no, it's just a username. I don't come into rooms saying I'm Fine Troy. Maybe I should. Hey, let me know in the comments if I should make that my stage name. I don't know. Because I thought my stage name would be like T-Roy or something. I don't know.
Where'd you come up with Find Troy? What's the logic behind that specific
Actually,
username?
Kelly Ann Collins had a slight boost in that. Obviously, Troy is taken. There's people can barely say my last name, Sandidge, let alone spell it. So I'm like, I need something short and simple. I didn't want to say Ask Troy because I'm not a therapist and I don't want people to ask me a lot of weird questions. I'm like, how do I find you? And I'm like, Find Troy. Hey, that works. 8 letters. Let's go.
I love it. Chris Bryant says one of his goals is to find both of us at a conference and speak with us, which I think would be pretty dang cool.
You know, can't wait for a virtual one, Chris.
So let's talk about this. Let's pivot right here into the idea of virtual events. And we're going to talk about your Clubhouse event in a minute, but I want to ask you first, how are you coping with this void of lack of live events? We're coming up on really the 1-year anniversary. Actually, what was it? A week from today, last year, 1 week, whatever it was, 1 week ago, forget it. Social media marketing world was last March. And since then, there really haven't been many live marketing events around the country. So how are you coping with not being around other people and really doing all of your work from home there in Chicago?
I think I'm just channeling my energy elsewhere. And that's just my default. I'm like, okay, this road has been blocked. My destination is over there. Well, I'm going to take a side street. I have some potholes and some ups and downs, but I need to go there. So my goal is obviously try to get community and learn and embrace and grow something, be something, help somebody. So how can I do that? What are the ways I can do that? and how much. Obviously, people are Zoom fatigued. Obviously, there's different things involved, but if I can reach you over text or reach you in Clubhouse or Twitter Spaces, hey, let's start having text messages again and group text. I mean, not the real ones that people just unexpectedly put you on. You don't want to talk about it, but I digress. But the ones that people are checking in on each other every day and giving value and having great conversations. Let's go back to that. That didn't stop working. The phone, I can still have a phone call with people. Like, let's call people more. Let's just go back to the old way and connect and connect in that way. That's just my thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I'd love to hear from you folks in the comments too, Brigetti and Chris and Marissa, Scott. Let us know your thoughts. How are you coping at home? Right. I had a very honest conversation with Troy the other night, actually, about the struggles that, at least I'm going through. I know that Troy is one of the most resilient people I know. And so he really helped me get through this past weekend. But it is tough. It is definitely tough, especially for those of us who are so used to, getting to be around people in
One
real
thing I
time.
like to bring up, and that I can echo from our conversation, was many times what we're struggling with is the quietness. Because before COVID, we were always just busy. We would avoid things. There were voids in our life, things that we need to dig deep, but we didn't want to confront. So we'd just go ahead and stay in work, stay on social, stay in live, stay in conversations, talk to strangers, talk to friends, do whatever we could do to not deal and confront with certain things we had to deal with. And this period, at least I can only speak for me, but maybe people who are listening now on the replay can echo the same sentiment, is that, you know what? I need to deal with some of this stuff. I mean, it's some stuff. I had made a post recently that says clear your cache or clear cache, however people want to announce it. There's a whole debate about that. But just clear it, let it go. And I think that's part of it too, is that sometimes we just need to let some stuff go. And now is the time to do it. While you have time, while you're isolated, let go of some of the stuff holding you back. So when we do open the gates again, you can go out running.
What are some things that you've been doing before we talk about live streaming and Clubhouse? What are some things that you do for fun? Like, how do you unplug? What do you do now? Like, what do you enjoy doing other than working?
I don't know. What else do I do? I think for me,
there you go, Kelly. That was the answer.
I think for me, just getting in touch with myself, getting, what I used to do. For those who didn't know, I used to write a lot of poetry. I had multiple books, and then I had a lot of hard drives of just me writing poems all day. It's gone now. But I'm just saying I can get back into those roots of writing poems and just try new things. I think just because we're siloed doesn't mean we can't try new things. I know the season of baking bread and doing all this stuff has kind of died down, but there's always something else you can try to do. And for me also, you know what, to be honest, I've been trying to connect with people I haven't talked to in years just to see, because I'm that person that's like, I wonder if this person who I was very cool with in middle school or high school will remember me, be cool with me. And I just want to get a pulse update on who they are and what they're trying to be. And so I've been trying occasionally to just have conversations and see where it goes.
So we'll keep those conversations going. We've got some great friends here, and obviously I would encourage everyone who's watching to connect with Troy. I see my buddy Dan Genghis is watching.
Hey.
DG in Chicago.
Big fan.
Says,
Big fan.
Let it go. That's right. Chicago pals here.
I mean, I've been trying to talk to you for a minute. I'm a big fan. I want to make a big deal of it. Yay.
I can get you in touch with DG. I'll tell you what, let's segue here, because there's a Chicago flavor to our weekly recurring segment this week of I See That IG. So if you haven't seen the show before, every week I do some Instagram research on the guest, and I'll bring up an image that the guest doesn't know which image it is until I show it to you. And I'm going to ask Troy to tell the backstory behind this image. Troy, you ready to play I See That IG?
I don't know if I'm good with this one, but I'll try.
So Troy Sandidge, Instagram @FindTroy. I See That IG. Tell me the backstory behind what we're looking at right here.
Bears. I mean, oh my goodness. So it was a pretty dope night. It was unexpected because the way we had to get there, train, walking to another train, and it was a weird spot on the south side of town. So it was very weird, but we got there. It was a very good time. Yvette was like, you know what, you should go do this video and take a picture. I'm like, that's not me. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be, it's like it's a once in a lifetime thing. I don't want to be that person. Obviously, I end up being that person.
Awesome. Troy, thanks for playing. Keep those comments coming. Dan says he's also a big fan of yours. So, the love is mutual. Troy, you and I, we're both working hard to make connections through social media in our own different ways. You know, I'm on Clubhouse, but I've spent very little time there. I'm focusing more on the Social Good Hour here every Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern, powered by Restream. You're a big Clubhouse fan. Let's talk about live streaming first, and then we'll get into Clubhouse. How can live streaming allow people to connect with one another, especially during the pandemic? Live streaming video.
I think number one, I think just to do it from the jump takes courage, because a lot of people couldn't do this. I think it's pretty easy, but I know there was a time I was like, I don't know how Chris Jeff does this every day. How you just, and I know we talked about this earlier, it's a hard thing, but I think that allows people to trust you more and kind of open the door to have more authentic conversations, because this is live. Like, we're giving you whatever the first thing comes to our mind. This isn't scripted. We don't have time to overanalyze, even apply biases or anything like that. It's just like raw, real, here it is. And that's just how Chris Jeff is. So I think the benefit of people utilizing live streams is it allows you to take away some of the biases and create a very honest atmosphere that now, if you choose to give value, be transparent, really get real with yourself, tell a few good stories, and ask the community, they will actually lead you in the conversation of where you want to go. It's not always about sales. It's just about having a great conversation. And as you can see in the comments, people add their value, ask their questions, as Chris Trump's always a good moderator and good host. And we're just in this whole zone where we're just sharing ideas and having a great conversation. You can't do that with me recording an IG story and then sending, and all I got to do, wait, I'm doing something else. I had to go there. Oh, I'm sorry. Now it's seen as if like I don't care about your comment because it took me 35 minutes because I was in another Zoom meeting. Oh my goodness. But live stream, we have an hour of our time devoted to you all. Ask us questions and we will give you answers. We'll give you thoughts. We'll give you fun vibes. That's why I'm being silly. You want to know why? Because you've got to have some energy on these live streams. Stop being boring. This isn't C-SPAN, no shade. I'm just saying we're trying to give some life. So that's why I come on these live streams and I give you life so you can go on the rest of your day. That's the point of live streams. So please give your community energy, and you can start off small. 10 minutes a day is nothing. Goes by like that. And here's another tip, and I'm going to be done because I'm not going to give all the secrets away. People are so concerned about not having enough comments, right? Here's a trick. You know, I hear people tell me this, and you start answering questions that you know people have asked you. It doesn't have to be in the comments, because I'm also having the foresight to think about people watching in the replays. People really don't think about how many people watching the replays. So think about that.
Yeah, the replay is huge. Shout out to you who may be watching on replay. I know both my parents are replay fans as they're both at work right now. So Mama Strub, Papa Strub, shout out to you and everybody else who's going to be tuning in on YouTube, Facebook, etc. Yeah, Dan Genghis says, ask me anything. Take that literally. The best live streams have engagement from the audience. And that's why, again, this stream is going a little differently than past streams, because we've had such a great supportive live audience. And that's a credit to you watching at home. I was watching Ian Anderson Gray last week on his Restream powered show. And he mentioned we had a live guest on and he was speaking directly to me here in the living room. And he was like, you, the viewer, are the most important part of the show. Right? Like the second most important part of the show is Troy. He's the guest, right? So no offense. Troy's number 2. And then I'm just here to press the buttons and make the thing go on the internet. So this show is nothing without you guys at home. And we really appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. Christina, Scott, and Chris, and Alcatrav, and everybody who's watching from home. That's really what it's about. But Troy, in the last couple months, there's been a new social media platform on the horizon, and you have really grabbed the bull by the horns and taken charge and really done some great work over there. I'm sure people know that I'm foreshadowing, talking about Clubhouse, the audio only platform where you can join in these collaborative conversations. So Troy, I want you to, one, explain to people who might not know what Clubhouse is, that one person living under a rock now, what is Clubhouse? How does it work? And then I want you to talk about this Black Business Empowerment Town Hall. And in fact, as you do that, I will also show you this other video. Let's play the video first, and then I'll let you answer the question. Let's play the video first here, and then you can answer the question. Ooh, okay. Only on Clubhouse. So Troy, what is Clubhouse? Why is it such an intriguing value proposition? And then tell us all about how people can be part of this awesome event on Thursday night.
So if you love podcasts, it's basically taking podcasts and put it into a chat form, and it's live. It's only available for iOS. I know, I'm sorry. At least for right now. But for those who are curious, Twitter Spaces is a thing, so go check that out. I'm talking about Clubhouse. So Clubhouse is very easy. You get on, and it's basically, think of it like a conference, right? So think of Facebook newsfeed. Consider that, they call it the hallway. So anyone that you follow, you're going to start seeing rooms that they're in, and you can choose which rooms you want to be in, and you can hide them and things like that. But where the magic is when you create your own rooms, and you start bringing in people, connecting with people all over the place who have that same synergy. It's really, the key thing is about the title of the room, honestly. But not just that, once you're in a room, who you are as a moderator. So if you create a room, you're automatically a moderator, and you can make other people a moderator as well. I'm not trying to go too deep into the weeds. You can go to join that Clubhouse and kind of get more details on that. But where the benefit is, look, wherever line you stand on with the exclusivity of Clubhouse currently, there's Twitter Spaces on the way. My point is this, is that we are with Zoom fatigue. And sometimes we are too intimidated to make a phone call. And we want to connect with people without having to stare at a screen. I got to have my lights on. I don't wear makeup, but if you're wearing makeup and all this other stuff to look, it's just so much stuff, so much work. And if you do it all day for your work and for your job and for everything else, you're kind of burnt out. Can I say it? Am I allowed to say it? I'm going to say it. So that's where Clubhouse comes in, where I can just listen to a room. I don't have to say anything if I don't choose to. And I can just listen and just feel like I'm amongst the crowd. It makes me feel like I'm in Starbucks. It's that same experience where I don't really feel like talking to anybody right now. I just want to be in a space among people and just listen. And then if I choose to speak, I go to say hello to someone and have a conversation. It's kind of that same vibe at Clubhouse.
So tell us all about this event. I'll put the details here across the bottom of the screen. Black Business Empowerment Town Hall, February 25th, 8 to 11 p.m. South Carolina time, 7 to 10 Troy time, plus the after party hour. How did this event come to be? What should people expect during this event? It looks like you had a great lineup of speakers and moderators all set up. So talk about creating an event on Clubhouse and why people should mark their calendars for Thursday night.
Let me tell y'all, this was an idea I had literally 3 weeks ago. And here we are. I mean, y'all know how I get. I can have a vision. I didn't think nothing about it. I put a slight post about it. Then everyone's like, oh, you should totally do it. And I'm like, oh, don't tell me I'm going to do it. You should do it. And it's like a dare. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. So for those TikTok memes, you get the story. I was like, well, I want to do something, not just because it's Black History Month, but because I really recognize that through Clubhouse, there's less bias. Now, that may not be for everybody, but for me, in my experience, this is for me, y'all. This is for me. When I'm having conversations, the only way they get to judge me is by hearing my voice first and then experience my profile, whatever I make it out to be later. And that's very liberating, because in other areas, they're going to look at me for my title. They're going to look at me for what I do, how I dress, what I say, and the language and the tone and the messaging of what I'm saying it, and all the stuff that I have, all these biases, it's kind of eliminated. It's kind of like surprise. And for those who get this reference of Love is Blind from Netflix, you kind of get where I'm at, point where it's like just true, authentic conversation. We don't know how much money you are. We don't know what your socioeconomic status is. We're just having true, real conversations that we're trying to connect with people. And generally, for the most part, people are doing that. And so from that, I was like, well, let me dial it down for BIPOC and Black people, because we need to support Black businesses, especially Black women businesses. Many things are ostracized. Many things people don't realize that, oh, Troy, well, we've gotten this far. You're on a live stream with Chris Strub. He's your best bud. And that's true. That's 100% true. But there's so much more to go. There's so many people who wish, whatever industry or field they're in, they could be in a position that I've been in. And what people don't realize, I've had to break through so many barriers to be seen and be heard, to have great people like Chris Strub see me and accept me in my life. He's an ally. He's a phenomenal individual. But many people aren't programmed like me to just go get it. They need support. They need a push. They need some help. And we need to go back there and go get them. We need to help them. And so I wanted to create an event, bring amazing speakers together from all different walks of life to bring a different type of vibe, different type of synergy on these different sessions and really have a good time and see where it goes. And I'm really excited for all these speakers. I did not expect all these speakers to happen. We have a VIP sponsor. We have all these admins and support just naturally just want to help make this a thing. So I'm very happy about it, and I'm wishing for it to be very successful.
Troy, man, thank you for putting this together on Thursday. I mean, it just looks absolutely remarkable. Again, I'll put the details back up here. I will add this too, that if you are a fan of the Social Good Hour and you've been trying to get onto Clubhouse, or maybe you're just hearing about Clubhouse and you're really interested in Troy's event. I don't know about you, Troy. I'm not going to put you on the spot. I have a handful of Clubhouse invites available. So if you're watching this on replay and you need to get on Clubhouse, especially if you want to go check out Troy's event, again, Clubhouse is still invite only. And as Troy mentioned, it is iOS only. But if you need an invite, again, I have a few, so I can't promise that if there's all those Twitch people come back and they come chase me down, I might not have enough for the Raiders. But if you're watching, you want to get involved with this event on Thursday, please let me know and I will personally get you an invite. Just DM me on whichever channel is best for you, and we'll make sure that we can get you on.
One thing I'd like to add really quick, 30 seconds. So I have a club, it's called Strategy Hackers. This event is a big thing, but we have weekly and daily rooms with my trusted admins to help people in different areas. And it's not just marketing and branding and social media. It's about mental health. It's about physical activity. It's about yoga. It's about support. It's about dealing with failure. It's about trying to get progress, trying to get over the hump, sales, whatever it is. We have a variety. So it's not just tailored to just what people may know me for, because I'm more than that. And you are too. You need all the different areas of support. And if we can have these same intimate conversations with very people we trust in the industry world, in the business world, all the more power to us. So Strategy Hackers, if you search clubs on Clubhouse, you'll find it. I typically have a lot of pop-up rooms. I don't do the big rooms. I try to keep very micro and very intimate. I don't call it stage. I call it a round table where everyone can give value. Everyone can have conversations. The only exception is this event because I'm holding it tight to 30 minutes. But typically on Strategy Hackers Club, anyone is welcome. Anyone can have a conversation. Ping me and we can get something on the table.
Dexter Media says Strategy Hackers is the place to be on Clubhouse. I'm telling you, Troy, there's nothing cooler than having super fans on social media. And I'm one of your super fans, Troy. I really appreciate it and want to amplify everything that you're doing. I do want to squeeze in this question here from Dan Genghis before we run out of time here. Clubhouse seems to have done a great job creating a diverse user base. What are they doing differently to achieve that versus other platforms?
So I think from the jump, they've made it very exclusive. And now people who are hating it, guess what? All they're doing is fueling the fire and talking about it. People who love it, they're talking about it because they're inside it. It's the same thing with an iPhone. I'll be honest. I've always had an Android my whole life, had to get an iPhone to make this thing work for my job and things that I'm doing. And so I'm over here, oh, iPhones are great, but they're exclusive. I don't know. And they're like, well, Troy, until you get one, I'm loyal to it. You don't see the potential and the value. So whatever line you get on is creating conversation. And everyone's trying to talk about it. They don't understand it because they don't have all the ins and outs. It's not like a typical social media platform where you can see it, experience on different things and connect in different ways. It's very micro. And I think that's part of the reason why it's created a solid user base and it's grown to scale. But also keep in mind that the way Clubhouse is filtering. Other platforms, there's so much stuff that you have to deal with. Obviously, the security things they need to deal with. We all know that from any social media platform. But I think there's something there. And I know there might be a lot of people. I think about it. You go back to Facebook, you go back to Instagram, you go back to TikTok. There's a lot of resistance to change, but there's something there. There's some magic there.
Troy, I got a couple more quick ones here before we let you go. And just to stay on the theme of Black History Month again, I want to ask you who, and you can refer to some of the speakers in the clubhouse room, take this question wherever you want, but who are some of the strong, influential Black men and women in your life that have inspired you in your continued growth, both personally and professionally?
If I can say, so many of them, no one's heard of them. They're not online. They're not on social media. They probably don't even want their name shared, so I'm not, because they're all. But that's the context. Many of them are in the weeds, doing the blue collar, or maybe doing the white collar behind the scenes, and they're making change. They're making things happen. They're the ones that'll pull me off to the side and have a conversation, send me some text messages, get on the old traditional phone call out the blue and have a great conversation, and give me the meat that I need, or make the referral, the connection that I need. I think many times we look at people who we can just see. There's so many that are not seen, that needs to be recognized, that need to be acknowledged in some way. And I hope that one day I can repay them and acknowledge them in a way that makes sense to them, that doesn't put them on the spot. But Dad, I know you're watching. I know you're a big fan of Chris Strub. I love you, Dad. I appreciate you. I wouldn't be who I am, where I am without you. I want to also give a shout out to the late great James Reddix. He was a big inspiration of why I even went into the creative space in the first place. And without him, I don't think I would even be a strategist or a marketer ever. So I just want to acknowledge those two great men in my life specifically for this moment. But there's so many others who are online, like Roberto Blake and so many others, and so many who are offline who we don't know, but I would love to acknowledge.
It's a great answer. Troy, if we were hanging out in person right now, you know that what I would do before I let you walk away. What do you think I would do, right? Get the phone out. We go like this. So this is our new recurring feature. We'll get you out on this. We're going to call this freeze frame. So if you're watching at home right now, Troy and I, we're going to pose for a picture here for you. You can take a screenshot. We'll give you an opportunity to share it on your favorite social media channels. Troy, I was thinking we might do something like this where we're like back to back.
I got to do the reverse. Okay.
Turn the other way.
Wait, I got to step up because, okay.
Well, I can come down.
Okay, cool.
And I'm leaning out of the frame. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Freeze frame. I need a little soundboard here too. Troy Sandidge, thank you so much for taking the time today. Really appreciate you taking some extra time here. Best of luck with that event here. I'll put the details up here as we say goodbye to Troy. Thursday night, February 25th, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern, 7 to 10 Chicago time, plus that after party hour. And I'm willing to bet that after party hour, it might not end exactly at midnight, knowing the way that Clubhouse works. We may see Troy on for a couple days there. So Troy, thank you again for your time. We really appreciate you.
Appreciate you, what you're doing.
Appreciate you bringing the party today. The whole squad was here. So thank you to Troy, and shout out to Troy's dad as well. We've got 5 minutes to go on the show as we say goodbye to Troy, which means it's time for my closing remarks. Let's get that clock running here. It's like PTI up against it here. Steal these ideas. Steal these ideas. In creating the Social Good Hour, I have watched and listened to and read so much content over the years. It's not even funny. The ideation process for the Social Good Hour was not just a few months. It's really been a lifelong process that really dates fully back to, I would say, 2014, 2015, just continuous experimentation with different social media channels and different consumption patterns, and keeping an eye on a lot of some of the quote unquote social media rock stars that Troy mentioned earlier, but also some of the major YouTubers. I've been watching a lot of Good Mythical Morning lately, for example. Just Roberto Blake is another great guy that Troy mentioned. The point of this show really is to uplift, inspire, and just push you to do your own thing, to step up and insert your favorite cliche here, to be the best version of yourself and to not be shy, to jump on camera or to jump in Clubhouse or jump on Twitter. Say what you need to say. Create something awesome today, right? Do all those great things. But also, I encourage you to watch this show carefully and steal every single idea that I'm throwing at you. Because I will tell you, from the moment this show ends until the moment I go live again with Molly Melia next week for episode number 6, I'm going to be thinking about how I can do things differently, how I can do them better, and how I can continue to steal ideas from other great creators in this space to bring you the best possible presentation week after week, month after month, and hopefully year after year. So I encourage you, as you're studying some of Troy's work, to steal his ideas. I know without bringing Troy back up on the screen that Troy has been involved in the same sort of process over the years as well. You know, there's a great song out there. It's all been done, right? And if you think Troy and I are being creative in what we're doing, I would postulate that, in fact, we're really taking a lot of the ideas from some of these leaders that we talk about and stirring them together, putting our own flavor on it and presenting it as something that is our own. It's always great to be able to give credit to those who came before you. And I'm very appreciative to those who have said that I've encouraged you to create something. But this is your game now. You've got your own channels. You've got your own voice. You've got your own place. You've got your own business. You know, I saw today that I think, 400,000 small businesses around America have closed due to the coronavirus, due to the pandemic, due to social distancing and mandated shutdowns. And that's horrifying to me, living in this internet forward, this ahead of the curve thought process of using live streaming to put yourself out there, to make those sort of connections that Troy was talking about, and to, in many cases, save your own business. So don't be shy. Take the ideas that you might learn from Troy, or last week from Neosha, or next week from Molly, or any of the guests here on the show, or honestly, any show that you watch, or any Clubhouse room that you're in, or any Twitter chat that you're in, and make something that is your own. Steal my ideas. Steal Troy's ideas. Make them your own. Please do it. Don't be shy. Get started. Remember, you can use Restream. You can create something that looks fun. You can use the different graphics. You can bring up the chat bubbles on the screen and all that sort of stuff. Restream.teamstrub.com is one place where you can go to get started, but there's a million other places where you can go to create something awesome every day. And as Troy said so perfectly before, it's that silence that gets you after a while. So I really appreciate you guys here in my last 15 seconds for taking the time to tune into the show on a weekly basis. I encourage you to continue to share the show. There you go. And I will see you next week on episode 6 of the Social Good Hour with Chris Drubb, sponsored by Restream.io. That's the wrong video. This is bonus watch time for me if you're waiting to see what happens next. This is the video I wanted to play. Here you go. The Social Good Hour with Chris Drubb features uplifting, inspiring, inspirational individuals from around the world using social media to make the world a better place. And Chris is looking for new guests for the rest of season 1. Visit the URL on the screen, guest.teamstrub.com, and fill out the form for yourself, for a coworker, for a colleague, or any individual you think would make a great guest for this season of the Social Good Hour with Chris Drubb.